Howdy y'all, Editor Caitlin here.
Before I start the video, I want to put this as a trigger warning, as this video has BLS and other dangerous objects mentioned. While I will talk about weapons and things of the sort often on this channel, as it is a survival channel, I want people to still stay safe when using these things. Especially for all my younger viewers, make sure you have adult permission as these can be dangerous. Anyways, that's it for me. Enjoy the video.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel if you're already here, and welcome if you're new. My name is Caitlin, this is my son James, and today I'm going to be showing you my pill bottle survival kit. Let's get started. So, pill bottle survival kits. These are just essentially kits that are in pill bottles. It comes with a lot of various survival items that you usually find in any other survival kit or emergency bag, but they're small pocket things that can fit in a simple pill bottle. So, yeah, that's pretty much what it is, and you don't have to put all these items in a pill bottle. For me, in this video, it's all about pill bottle survival kits. However, I've seen a lot of people do things like Altoids tins and other sorts of the sorts. So if you don't have a medication bottle like this one, just sometimes just being able to go and just get like an Altoids tin or something small is very, very useful.
Okay, so this is Editor Caitlin here, and this is the overview of the kits. This is all that I'm going to talk about in this video today, and so yeah.
Also, I forgot to mention, the original person who made this is like on Instructables. I think their name is like Michael Ross or something of that sort. I'll link their video or like their Instructables below. But I kind of modified this kit so it's not exactly like theirs. However, I found the idea originally on the Instructables, and I've seen other people make videos about it, so I'm not quite sure whose original idea it's from. So I'm just going to say Michael Ross made the original idea, and I'll link the Instructables down below. So, the first item on the list is the pill bottle itself. I got this, I think I got it from one of my parents or something. I'm not quite sure where I got this from. I had this like for years and sitting in my craft box until I realized I wanted to make a video about pill bottle survival kits. So, I pretty much got this from one of my parents, although you can probably find pill bottles empty online. I think I've seen a couple of those throughout my time. Or if you actually have medications that you may take or whatever, you can just have one of these. It's pretty small. It fits in my hand pretty well. Like, it's not a super big thing. I like the minimalism part of it and the compactness of it overall. I can shove this in my backpack for school. I can shove this into a bag of some sorts, or even sometimes my pocket if I really needed to. But it's nice and compact, so you're able to take it with you to places, and you have the items you need. So, number one is the pill bottle itself. Now, I'm not gonna show this item just because I don't want to trigger anybody, but the second thing is razor blades or some kind of blades. Um, you can get razor blades and stuff, I think from the dollar store. I tried doing that at point, but since I'm not 18, I couldn't get that. It's really hard. Um, but this is an item that you can really use for a lot of things, as a lot of survivalism has knives in it, has like various forms, I guess, of weaponry, but it's not about the weaponry purpose. Razor blades can be used for just cutting items, if you need to like cut bark off a tree or cut a stick or sharpen something. Razor blades are small little blades that you're able to use for all of those types of needs. I recommend for kiddos out there trying to make this kit, either do not put it in your kit because you don't have to have one, or have a parent supervision when you use it or when you have it, because, blades and stuff can be very sharp, and knives can be very sharp. And on my channel, I'll talk about knives and stuff too, but I will make sure that, again, parent permission, my parents know I have all these knives and stuff. So the third item on this list is duct tape. So duct tape is used for survival in many different things, primarily because it's one of the strongest tapes out there. I got this duct tape from the dollar store as well. I get a lot of my stuff from the dollar store. I really like the dollar store. And it's currently wrapped in like a broken piece of what is this? Oh, paper clip. They didn't really have anything to wrap it with, but this is around a yard, I think up to 3 yards of duct tape wrapped around in this little tiny thing. It's not very thick, but it does take up a lot of the space, And you can use duct tape for a lot of things, as whether repairing your shelter, repairing some kind of clothes or something, or just something that needs to be sturdy enough to hold something as well. So yeah, duct tape is very, very important for preparedness and survival. So number 3 on the list is duct tape. Now the fourth item on this list comes in a lot of kits like duct tape is tin foil. So this is, I think, like a decent size sheet of tin foil that I cut up from my kitchen, and I just kind of folded it into this little tiny tab here. Tin foil, the best thing with survival is reflective. Tin foil can be used for heating purposes, it can be used for reflecting light for some things, and overall, it can also be used for overall, I guess, signaling thing because it's reflective. So if you're trying to sign for help or whatever in a place that's not very common, using tinfoil to shine in the light can help people get rescued. So tinfoil is super duper useful, and I just kind of folded it up into this tiny little square that goes in the pill bottle perfectly. If I'm correct, we're on number 5, and number 5 is salt. So you're gonna find a lot of these in my various kits because I like these little compact things. These are just pretty much, I took McDonald's straws or straws that I have lying around my house, like plastic ones. I burned the edge with a lighter. Again, parent supervision, be careful with fire. And I pretty much inserted some salts, regular table salt in it, and then I burned the other end closed, so I have this little pack of salt here. Salt can be super useful for many survival purposes, however, the main one that I know about necessarily is just using it as for food, or using it for sometimes first aid, depending on how you want to use it. And yeah, pretty much, I'm not quite sure what this is for. I know I found it on the tutorial on Instructables, so, yeah, salt. It's very important for survival, but currently I don't know in my head, at the top of my head, what it's for. But yes, number 5 is salt. Number six is fire starters. I don't know if I can show these. Let me try to figure out. Go. Fire starters. So these were also on the Instructables by Michael Ross. And these little guys were actually super hard to make because the straws didn't want to close. But these are miniature fire starters. If you don't know about survival a lot, fire is super duper important in the survival community. And what that pretty much means is oh, well, hey, we need to start a fire for whatever reason, whether we're in the wilderness and we might need to cut open something to start a fire for signal fires. Maybe we need to make something to eat outside or whatever, and we don't have a stove, or any reasons like that, or maybe we just need heat. Fire starters can make it so much easier to light that fire. So in case of an emergency, I can simply just cut this open and put my lighter or my matches to it, and then it'll start a fire nicely. And they're little tiny packets. I made 3 of them, and then I made another kit, so I have technically 6. And in short, you're able to light a fire with these, and they're really compact, so they're not getting in the way of anything. So yes, number 5 is fire starters. Now, you may be asking, Caitlin, where did you get, you have all these fire starters, you have all these fire materials, but how are you possibly going to light them? Well, number 6 is matches. So I have a couple of matches here. I think I have 7 matches wrapped with masking tape. Lots of people and their kits will usually wrap these in duct tape with that's their duct tape thing. I personally am keeping mine separate because I didn't want to do that, so they're in a bundle by themselves. And I also have the striker from the box. Initially, I bought a bunch of matches from Dollar Tree years ago, and I never used them, and so now I'm finally putting them to use. So I took one of the boxes, cut off the striker, and then I grabbed some of the matches, and now they're in this kit together, which is pretty cool. It's simple. You can either strike the match on something or strike the match on the striker, and you have fire for a temporary moment. You can either drop in your fire with your fire starter, or you can light the fire starter, but I'd be careful with burning your hands, and have a fire. And it's really, really easy and it's also really, really cheap, as lots of places sell matches for really, really cheap. Although I think you need to be at least 18 in order to buy stuff like blades or matches, so to all my kiddos out there, again, make sure you have parent permission because that's very important. We want to stay safe when we're doing all of this. But yes, number 6 is matches. Now, I'm going to get into the items. I think we're at number 7, so I'm going to get into the items I personally put in here. And the next item, number 7, is Band-Aids. I only have 2 Band-Aids in here because they were only able to fit 2 Band-Aids. However, they're just normal size Band-Aids. They have like little decals on them. They're really cute. And overall, Band-Aids are used for many reasons, whether it's using them for a cut or some kind of small wound, or it's using them for some kind of adhesive, because I did that multiple times in the past. When I'm in trouble, wow, my throat's really dry. When I'm in some kind of trouble and I need some like quick tape, if you will, quick tape, then I will use like Band-Aids if I have them, because I usually have Band-Aids lying around, and I'll use that as duct tape or like some kind of tape. It's not the best thing you could do, but it definitely works. And so yeah, using Band-Aids is very, very helpful for many purposes, not just injury stuff. So number 7 is Band-Aids. So number 8 on this item list of what I put in the Pill Survival Kit is moleskin. Moleskin has the same principle as Band-Aids, except moleskin is used for blisters. I'm surprised because not a lot of people know about moleskin. I learned about it in Civil Air Patrol, but also like during camp stuff of where we get blisters all the time for our dress blues and stuff because our shoes are very, very painful, at least for me. And so for anti-blister stuff, we use moleskin, whether we put it inside the shoe, so when you're rubbing up against it with your foot, you're not like causing chafing and that cause like, blisters. Or when you have blisters, you put this on over your blister and it helps prevent it from making it worse because it has like this soft, smooth surface to it. But overall, moleskin can also just be used as a general adhesive for stuff as well, like Band-Aids. It's not ideal, but if you want to prevent chafing or rubbing up against something, moleskin's super duper useful, and I kind of just cut off a slice of it and I folded it, and it goes on the back of the bottle. So yes, number 7, I think 8 is moleskin. Now, I promise this is the last thing of all the fire part vids. Candles. Number 7 is candles. So I personally bought birthday candles, as birthday candles are super duper small. The wick's kind of messed up, so I gotta like twist it back. Um, these are just candles from the dollar store. I got these birthday candles, like a pack of 60 of them. Don't know why there's one. I might add more in here if I have space to add more candles, but in short, so the same reason why matches are temporary fire. You can transfer that fire onto this birthday candle so you can have light, or you can just use it for other things, but I would argue this is a candle for lighting purposes, like a little torch. And yeah, it lasts a whole lot longer because of wax on it, as opposed to a match that will go out in like 5 seconds. And yeah, it's easy to hold your fire, and it's small enough to fit in this kit. So number 7 is candles. Not to mention, this is an honorable mention about this item with candles. You can also use crayons to start fires as well. Crayons are the same exact wax as candles, and so you can I've seen a lot of people like on videos light crayons on fire, and then they'll use those as fire starters. I'm not sure if they'll fit in the pill bottle, so you probably might want to use that for another kit, but crayons are also really great fire starters or fire holders. But again, be wary of the wax. The wax will start dripping off and it will burn your hands because it's hot wax, so be careful with that. Number 9, if I'm correct, is fishing line. This stuff keeps coming undone, I swear to God. So this is fishing line. My mom actually helped get it for me because I was like in a bind at the point I couldn't find fishing line anywhere around my city. Fishing line is super useful and for multiple purposes, whether it's for fishing or whether it's for the sewing needle and threading stuff. We can use fishing line for a lot of purposes, but the main thing I'm thinking about for this kit is using it to sew. Like, I don't have thread in this kit, so in case of an emergency, you might want to add thread in it. I don't really care, but the thing is, using sometimes fishing line and sewing it through the sewing needle and using that to sew and fix your clothes or fix your shelter can be super duper useful. Oh my gosh, I dropped it. No! But I currently wrap my fishing line in the sewing bobbin I have, because I have a lot of these bobbins, so I do again a lot of sewing. But yeah, number 8 is fishing line. Number 9 is fishing line. Now, I'm not going to show this one for obvious reasons as well, because I don't want people hurting themselves, but number 8 is sewing needles. Sewing needles can be used for many purposes, but the primary thing that I usually use it for is sewing stuff. So when you have pretty much like messed up like things, like for example, your clothes got ripped, your shelter gets ripped, like your tarp, you might want to use a sewing needle. Now, I highly suggest learning how to sew. Sewing is really fun. It's how I made this lovely guy right here, with all sewing. I had to actually hand sew this entire fursuit head this time last year, and I learned a whole lot about various stitches. I learned about like blanket stitching, ladder stitching, hidden stitching of various sorts, and overall, it was really, really fun to do because you can do projects like this, or you can do projects like making clothes or whatever, and it's really, really cool. But sewing can be used for survival in a lot of purposes, including repairing stuff. Not to mention, sewing needles can be used for poking holes in things. Like if you need to poke a really small hole, like a microscopic hole, using a sewing needle may be that case. Number 8 is a sewing needle. Now, the last thing on this list is also something I personally added as well, and that is a alcohol prep pad. So I actually have a lot of these over the course of, oh, here you go. Over the course of my time in survivalism and stuff, being a survivalist, I have bought a heck ton of various items, or people have given me various items for some reason that I thought I needed initially, and now I have a huge surplus of stuff. So I want to make more kits like this more often, as I have all these supplies that I don't know what to do with. And so I realized how much alcohol prep pads I have for my med kit, and they're all surplus stuff. So I decided to put one in my Pillbox survival kit. These are mainly used for first aid, although I'm pretty sure you can find other uses for them, as alcohol is very flammable as well, so this could technically be a fire starter if I wanted to. But I decided to add this in here because, again, I had a surplus of it, and it's very useful, and it lies flat. So, number 10 in the kit is alcohol prep pads.
Okay, everybody, this is Editor Caitlin here, and this is a little panorama of my kit. And so this is just what it overall looks like when everything is packaged in here. So yeah.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications to make sure you know when I upload. Until next time, stay fluffy!